Hi, I'm Catherine, and you are watching The United States is Scary, a series where I talk about monsters or other scary things in each of the states of the United States of America. And last week we were in Alaska, and this week we are in a vastly different climate talking about a vastly different monster. We are in Arizona. A long time ago, there was a girl named Maria, and she was reportedly the most beautiful girl in all of Arizona. You know those type of people who are super good looking, but they don't know they're good looking? Yeah, Maria was not one of those people. She was fully aware that she was beautiful. And she told her grandmother that she was going to marry the most handsome cowboy she could find. Now, her grandmother, her abuela, said, Maria, there are other qualities you can look for in a partner, you should look for in a partner. But Maria was as stubborn as she was beautiful. And she went out, and by golly, she did find a handsome cowboy. And she married this cowboy. Everything was great. They got married. They set up a house on the Rio de Flag. They had 2 children. Life was grand. Her husband eventually went back to his first 2 loves, gambling and drinking. One stormy day, her husband rode up to her home with another woman in tow. He told her that all he wanted to do was see his children. This infuriated Maria. The anger in Maria grew and grew as the thunder roared in the sky and the rain pelted the ground, and all of her maternal instincts went to the wayside, and her fury led her to take her children and throw them into the river. She eventually realized what she had done, and she ran toward the river, but it was too late. The children had already died. Maria didn't outlive her children by long, for she tripped on a white rock and fell and hit her head and died instantly. Now, she reportedly is seen along the river crying, hence her name, La Llorona, which is in Spanish, the crier. Legend says that if you see this woman, she has black hair and a face of a horse. Within the next week, you or someone you love will die. But what I just told you is one version of the story. There are other versions, such as a widow had 2 children, and she met and fell in love with a wealthy rancher. Now, the rancher didn't want to be a father, and so, like any good mother would do, this woman drowned her children. And then she went to this wealthy rancher and said, hey, I drowned my kids, we can be together. And this man, acting like a normal human, said, no, you're a terrible person, I'm never going to marry you. And then the woman died, and she has been condemned to walk the earth for eternity looking for her children. Or alternatively, there was a woman who met and fell in love with a man who already had 2 children. And this woman became so jealous of all the attention this man was giving to his children, which is what parents should do. She decided to drown these 2 children. From what I've heard and read, this story of La Llorona is popular in Mexican American communities, particularly in the Southwest United States, so Arizona, for instance. It is supposedly also popular as a way to make children obey. Parents will say something like, if you don't do your chores or whatever, La Llorona is going to hurt you or kill you or drag you to a canyon. I don't know what the specific details parents say, but I do know that if my parents would have said that, I would have obeyed every order, because this person sounds terrifying and I would not want to be anywhere near her. So there you have it. La Llorona. And like I said, this is a story that's pretty popular amongst Mexican Americans in, you know, the entire country, but there are some stories specific to geographical areas in Arizona, so that's why I did La Llorona for Arizona. So I think the main takeaway in the story is don't drown children. I feel like that's a good lesson. Don't kill children. Just don't do it. And also maybe crying women near rivers or canyons, you know, don't necessarily not help them, but you know, if they look like a horse and have jet black hair, maybe be a little suspicious.